Hey, chickadees, welcome into today's episode of Mojo Mysticism. So, I have a confession to make because Bindy's video did not go out on Saturday because for some reason that I don't know, either I forgot how to use the software that I make them with, or they changed something and they moved my cheese. So if you've read that book, Who Moved My Cheese, you'll know what I'm talking about. So my cheese got moved. Therefore, there was no video for Bendy for Saturday. However, I think I'm going to post one tonight. So I think I figured it out. But it's still Monday, so we're going to have our card reading. So it is this whole week, we're going to pull from the Wisdom of the Oracle deck by Colette Baron-Reid. And I'm just going to ask about, just generally, what do we need to know, excuse me, to get through the energy in July? Because I don't know about you, but it's been intense. It has been an intense, I don't even know how many days, 13? I think 13 days. Whew. I guess the good news is it's, we're about halfway through it, but also, it's been a thing. So I have definitely felt it. It has been it's just been like energy, just rushing, right? Just rushing. And it's been a lot to keep up with. So I'm not going to lie. I've had to tell my guides on more than one occasion, please slow down, a lot. Maybe pause, for a week. So, so it's been a thing. So let's just see what we got here today. So 3 cards have come out already. The first one, this is card number 51. This is Milk and Honey. Milk and Honey. And then the second card that came out is card number 36. This is Come to the Edge. Come to the Edge. This is so interesting. And then the last card is card number 35. This is Loyal Heart. I know exactly what my guides are telling me for this. So I have to check in with your guides because and see if it's the same message. So, and it is. So I think I told this story maybe last week, but it bears repeating. And this story is actually going to be in shift when it comes out. So as you can see by my background, I'm in yet another hotel room. But this, let me tell you the story first, and then I'm going to tell you the message that our guides have for us coming out of that story. So the story goes that I was in meditation, and I was feeling kind of down, and I felt down, not really down, so more overwhelmed, but I did have some sadness and loneliness too. But I was feeling like I just didn't know what the next step was. And what was really happening was that I had so much energy running through my body, and yes, I think it was in early July, but I had so much energy, or late June, I'm not sure which, but I had so much energy running through my body that I misinterpreted it because my condition, what we've been conditioned to is let your subconscious tell you where to go, right? And my subconscious was saying, oh, you're overwhelmed, you don't know what the next step is, and you're lonely, and you need, all the things, all the shadow side of what was actually happening. Because what was actually happening was that I was actually receiving more energy from my guides. So I was opening up to more. But I was also doing it in a safe way. So when you open up, you have to make sure that you're not opening up too widely and letting everything in, because you can get some kind of dark stuff if you do that. So, but I was opening up. I didn't realize that's what was happening, and so I interpreted the energy incorrectly. And I was in meditation, and my guides were showing me this, and the image that I got was myself literally standing on something kind of similar to this, only it was about 18 inches in diameter and the depth of the Grand Canyon, so hundreds and hundreds of feet tall. And there was nothing around me. Nothing. So I'm standing there, and my peripheral vision, so I'm looking out and in front of me, and I kind of turn my head one way a little bit to each side, and I see nothing. No steps anywhere, just empty cavern. And then I see off in the distance the other sides of the canyon that I was in front of me, on the sides of me, but I cannot get there, and there is nothing. And I am feeling all the feelings that I was misinterpreting, right? So I'm feeling the overwhelm. I'm feeling the sense of loss, like not being lost, not knowing which way to turn next, not knowing what the next step was or how to take it or any of those things. I was having all the feels around that. And my guides came to me, my birth guide in particular, came to me, and I felt them in my meditation. I could see them, clairvoyance, so you want to try to get your eyes on them, and I could see them coming toward me. And I could feel their energy on my skin, and I could feel them wrap me up and turn me around, right, and show me all of the places where I had made a step before. And there were hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands, of these little columns, literally about 18 inches diameter, hundreds and hundreds of feet tall, made out of rock, that had appeared every time I said yes. They appear. Now, if you happen to, subscribe to Christianity, there's the footsteps in the sand, right, where there's two sets of footprints, and then there's, one set, because Jesus in this case is carrying you, right? So it's kind of like that. So if you ascribe to that, Christianity, then that part might make some sense. But what they were showing me, it was that that the step appears. And what they told me clairaudiently, I literally heard their voice in my head saying, Molly, look how far you've come. Look how every time you said yes, the step appeared just before you put your foot down. And they said, we are your bridge. And I was like, oh yes, you are my bridge. So, and your guides are your bridge too. And your guides are having me tell you this because this is the message they want you to receive as well, right? So, what does that have to do with the cards today? So milk and honey isn't about what is at the end. It is about our stepping out, not in faith, although it does take a little faith at first, but in trusting our guidance, right? Milk and honey is the trust that we have in our guidance to take the step, to say yes when we're asked, when something's asked of us. And we don't just come to the edge. You'll feel like you're coming to the edge, but we kind of live here actually. And we become very, very comfortable here. And we then occasionally kind of lose it and we forget that that's where we're at and that's where we live and we trust our guides and the step appears. We forget all that. But we come back to the edge. And when we understand what the edge is about and that it's about trust in our guidance, that's when we can dance at the edge. And then we understand, right, that trust in our guidance, that willingness to step out, right, and to know that we say yes and we take the step and then the step appears. And that is how we build loyalty between ourselves and our guidance. We understand they are always, always, always loyal to us. It's us who get to build the loyalty to them. And this is how we do it. So, my friends, I hope you got something out of this. But this is really how it works. It's how it works. The milk and honey, the thing that we think we want, it's not the destination. It truly is the journey. It truly is that learning to trust at a deeper and deeper level, and then being reminded to trust when we forget. And there's nothing wrong with forgetting. Nothing wrong at all, because it reteaches us how to trust. Okay? So what you're going to see as we go through the next few years together is that we're going to be talking a lot about cycles, right? Cycles. We come around and around and around again. So we go through trust, and then we come back to the place where, you're standing on a pillar, you're at the edge, and you can't dance at the edge because you're like, what the hell is happening? There's no step, there's no place to go, right? And then we realize the trust, and we come back to the trust. And that's when our loyalty to our guides builds. Okay, theirs doesn't need to build. They got it, 100% loyal to us all the time. It's us who get the opportunity to rebuild that trust. So that's the message today, chickadees. I love you. Thank you for being part of our community. You might get 2 videos today if I can get the Bindi video. I mean, it's funny. Bindi's great. I love that dog so much. I can't even tell you. I don't even have words for the relationship I have with that dog. And she doesn't know how to use a computer. So she does the videos, and then I have to do all the work. So there's that. Anyway, so maybe you'll get 2 videos today, and maybe you won't. I don't know. We'll do what we can. So, all right. I love you all. Thank you for being part of our community. Have a great, great day, and we'll see you here tomorrow with more Mojo Mysticism. Mwah.